Well, reviewing Q2, there was a big shift in the way importers were managing inventory in Australia. As a result, a lot tended to utilize more of an air freight mode as opposed to FCL and LCL. In terms of shipping timelines, the biggest aspects at the moment would be the weather, of course. As you know, when it rains, it tends to slow down operations. We've had flooding in Brisbane and northern New South Wales. So if you're transporting long haul or line haul movements, be considerate of those timeframes. As we approach the mid half of winter, we see shipping lines and schedules shifting a little bit longer. Moving into peak season, I expect that you need to be booking at least 2 to 3 weeks in advance. Particularly out of Southeast Asia, we expect you will need to be booking 3 weeks in advance as schedules at the moment are pretty tight and capacity has been exhausted. A key highlight in Q2 for ISS shipping, we recently hired a new internal sales rep. She will be responsible for managing all our quotations and assisting our clients identify the best modes of transport. The key for us is improving our response times for those clients and being more client-focused in the way we deal with them. The challenges we faced, particularly from our export division, was primarily the tariffs that came into effect in pretty much of March this year. Subsequently, China, US, and also Australia have come to an arrangement that has allowed us to now re-engage those markets. But over that period of time, understanding what was going to occur, as many exporters would have faced and importers in the US, was the unknown. And that was a very big challenge at that time. ISS has grown considerably over the last quarter on two folds. The first is clients. So we've been successful in securing new accounts, particularly out of trade lanes from the USA to Australia and, of course, Europe to Australia, primarily air freight and sea freight. The positive side of this is that with the advantage of bringing on a new internal sales support representative, it has enabled us to really respond to those clients and understand what is it that they're trying to achieve over the period. What we've been told is the way we approach a client and onboard them has been very successful. We've got really strong team who are very knowledgeable, plus 10 to 15 years on average. On the other side, we do also have a division on exports, particularly the wholesale component. Danny, our export manager, has been in the industry for over 35 years, and his clientele who sell directly to exporters have been very happy with his performance in being able to achieve really strong rates, particularly on the air freight side around the world. With regards to our export division, Danny Achevsky, our national export manager, he has developed this program around wholesale, where we support other freight forwarders and help them shift cargo across the world. Given we're IATA approved, it means that we have access to highly competitive rates. And as a result, we've secured large accounts that are shipping all around the world, particularly to the USA and Europe from an export side. ISS, as many freight forwarders, are part of networks. What this means is we see a lot of new business coming or stemming from origin. So those importers might be familiar with terms like DDU or DDP shipments, where the cost of goods to ship to Australia, be it import, are paid by the supplier at origin. With the networks that we currently partner with, we've been very successful in promoting our brand. And similarly to our retail clients on this end in Australia, those agents that we represent have been very happy with our performance. With our online tooling, they can track their orders. And of course, with anything, they know that when we quote them, the price is accurate and the service is backed by that. So the most efficient methods for shipping, particularly out of China and Southeast Asia, is always going to be FCL movements. Obviously, that's not always achievable, depending on the volume that you have. Where possible, I do recommend that you try to consolidate. Speak with your account managers at ISS who will assist you with either container utilization or identifying a better way to move your cargo. So in terms of international trade, we're all aware it's a network, it's an ecosystem. With the China USA trade wars, that has a global impact. And as you can appreciate, shipping lines and airlines all work on economies of scale. At the moment, there's a bit of uncertainty with what's going to happen between China and the US. As a result, shippers and importers are trying to get as much cargo to the US before the cutoff. As a result, that means that more volume is going there. Shipping lines are looking at that trade lane and uplifting rates, meaning it becomes more profitable. What that means for Australia and the rest of the Southeast Asian and Oceanian region is they look at us and say, well, how much we can potentially make more money. So in order to utilize their vessels and carriers, they uplift our rates as well. That being said, as we approach financial year, what has changed is the volume hasn't been there. So initially, shipping lines were trying to implement a GRI of roughly 500 per TEU. That hasn't been successful. And we've seen a decline in rates, which is obviously a positive for importers. But potentially we could see a reduction in capacity as they try to prop up those rates again. Well, Golden Week traditionally starts from the 1st to the 8th of October. What's really critical is planning your orders and ensuring that you're going to get your stock on time ahead of that period. Subsequently, rates will increase the week ahead and the week following. In Q3, my intuition tells me that there is a potential for, as I mentioned, with China and the USA, that their likelihood could be that there is no resolution or no extended resolution. What that means for Australian importers is a potential opportunity to renegotiate with Chinese suppliers as they look to more markets. A recent trend we've seen become quite popular is what we call cross-trade movements. It's where a customer in Australia wants to move product from a country of origin to a third country. As an example, recently we've seen inquiries from China to North America, as well as China to Europe. Shipping is cyclical. As you know, traditionally peak season is between August and November as we approach Christmas. Ideally, you would avoid shipping during these periods, but if you need support, ISS have access to highly competitive rates and can assist you in that movement. My advice to exporters who are looking to improve their international markets would be to focus on promotion. It's always about the brand. Customers around the world know that Australian-made products are very sought after, high quality. What's really crucial, of course, is the foreign exchange rate. That really dictates whether or not our products are competitive in those markets, particularly in the US. So again, focusing on promotion, making sure that the customers are aware of who you are and what you guys are doing, and highlighting the value proposition. So my advice to importers is always the same. It's all about communication. Speak with the ISS and the team will help you find solutions. What I'm looking to achieve in the upcoming quarter is really solidifying our sales proposition. We have, as I mentioned, we have a new team member that's joined the team. With her support and Dave, our other BDM, and Warren, hoping to really expand on what we're doing, really identify new markets that we can help grow and improve our sales revenue.